Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Trove. This is Divine Blonde here with PyOK Gaming. And earlier today, I filmed a little bit of Trove, and right after the patch hit, the Heart Attack Edition is what they're calling it. Um, so I went around a little bit, and I found things that work with this patch and things that do not work. So, as we discussed earlier, the power ranking is a little confusing. Um, how it's counted and configured is really confusing because your mastery rank can have a lot to play into it, and so can the amount of dragon mounts that you find. So I can change over to a level 1 tune, and if I have a high master rank and a few dragons, I could enter a difficulty that's way above level 1 and mooch off of other players essentially. So it's not fail safe because if I were to have several points in dragons, I could go to the next difficulty when I probably wouldn't be able to solo it, but I could get in there. Um, so that's one problem they have with the power rank system. Um, and I was wondering how to get Flux. So I walked around and I discovered a little bit of the auction house. I was surfing it, and apparently there's like some Flux storage containers and stuff that you can build. Obviously, you need a lot of materials for it, but I didn't even convert it back, so that's always nice. Um, but yeah, so anyway, I didn't know how to make a bunch of Flux. I didn't know how these players were making it. I still really don't know how they're making it. I'm kind of just guessing here, but the best way that I found to do it is to go around on any difficulty that you can do. Uber 1 to Uber 6. The higher you go, the more you get, but you're after Shadow Key Fragments and Shadow Key Gems. So Shadow Key Gems you get for every castle clear, and Shadow Key Fragments you get for every dungeon clear, like towers. So the castles are the really big ones, usually have 3 objectives in them. If you do the other 2 objectives, you get more Shadow Key Fragments. And what you do with these is you just go over to the Adventurous Crafting Bench, and you go down to Shadow Tower and then Shadow Key. And you can see right here that you need 3 and 50 per a shadow key. After you make shadow keys, if you press U and go into the store, we can just go here and type in shadow. See if it'll come up with, yeah, okay. We're gonna have to do shadow key, I think. Okay, so we're having a few issues here, but that's to be expected. So, yeah, it should just be called shadow key. So we're gonna go in here, any shadow key search, and we are going to look for essentially a shadow key. So you may have to click a little bit. You know what? Um, what if we just do items and search? Okay, perfect. Haha, I beat the system. Okay, so you can see the unit price is about $4.99 each. So 5 of them go for 2,400. Um, so if you run around and farm a bunch, it took me maybe an hour, maybe a little more to get about 13 keys. Um, and if they're going for roughly um, 500 each. That's 5,000, 15, so like 6,500, which isn't too bad. The shadow keys have gone for more. I think earlier today they were like 700 each. Now they're 500. But that's an easy way to go around and get stuff because you just go around, beat dungeons, and then get the gear, make the keys. The reason shadow keys go for so much is because they can be used to open these portals, and inside of there you can get like chests and stuff, Titan Souls daily or weekly, and then you can get the some shadow chests and stuff that have a chance to have a Heart of Darkness in them, and that's a currency used to buy tomes and other stuff. And some of these tomes, like this one right here, that goes for like 5,500 flux just for the tome. Um, so usually the best way to make money in games that I've noticed, World of Warcraft included, Diablo, is usually, well, not Diablo anymore because you can't sell stuff on the auction house, but any game that has like an auction house and open trading is usually consumables. That's usually the best place to go. Stuff that you use and it's gone. So shadow keys, anything used to upgrade equipment. Um, that's usually the stuff that you want to go and farm. Now, if you get lucky and get like a skittering heart box, this is just for an event, so it's just a momentary event. But this box sells for like 2,500, but it has a chance to have a mount inside that I'm sure will sell for a lot. These caches sell for a lot, but they have a chance to have a dragon mount. So it's really up to you if you want to sell the cache or roll the dice, and hopefully get something that sells for 200,000 flux instead of the 2,500 flux that just the chest will sell for. So yeah, it's just user preference really. So I went ahead and I made a bunch of these larger bombs here. And what these big bombs do is they just have a small timer and then it blows like a huge chunk. Um, and it's really good for farming ore. Um, and yeah, I guess that's about the only reason you want the big ones is just to farm ore. But I'll show you right here. If you just come across something, press the button, back up, you can see just a huge chunk in the floor. So today is Tuesday and it's double ore day. Well, 40%, and for me it's 100% because I have the, what do they call it? Patron status. I have the patron status upgrade. So my stats are increased a little bit. So I'm going to show you guys what you're after here. Yeah, that looks kind of cool. So sometimes you get events in the top right that'll tell you to go clear a certain amount of things for some starlight caches, which is where the dragons come from. And if you ever get those, you want to try and they're class specific. So some of them will say, okay, you need this class, and some, so you'll need to make sure that you have that class geared, and then that you're able to go and do it. If you don't have enough gear on, you won't get any rewards from it. So you gotta make sure that you're actually geared for it. Okay, so this is not where I'm supposed to be finding a cursed skull, apparently. I'm killing this guy. So that's odd. And some of you viewers out there are probably screaming at your computer, like, hey, you just walked past it. But I didn't see it up there. So what we're gonna do is just skip this one, unless it's already complete. It doesn't look like it is. Okay. So we're gonna go over here. So the best thing to do is usually just to go straight for the end boss, I've noticed. Because there's two different parts of the shadow key. And one of them is the key fragments, and the other one's a stone. Let's see what the name of it is. So one's a gem and one's fragments. Fragments are easy to get, gems are hard to get. The only way to get gems is to clear these big ones like this one right here. It's a castle icon. So these big castle ones are the ones that drop the gems. So these are the ones that you're just going to want to do everything you can to get to the end quickly. So I'm going to stop and kill these guys just for fragments, just to show you guys that if you do stop and kill stuff, you can get fragments. Okay, so inside the chest, watch in the bottom right hand corner of my screen. There you go, 11 shadow key fragments on Uber 4. So I'm on Uber 4 difficulty right now, which is usually a good place. It's 700, you need item level 700 to get in. Looks like this is the final boss here. So we're gonna hurry and kill this guy here. Just gonna put those cannons down that really hurt. So you can see I'm struggling a little bit. This game is pretty hard with some classes. Other classes it's pretty easy, but I have a hard class. So in the bottom right it said I got 1 shadow key gem. I have gotten 2 before from 1 dungeon. Stuff like this, make sure you run over it on your mount. Enchanted wood cells, and it's also used to craft stuff. Any ore that you run into, I mean, it doesn't take that long just to throw a bomb down and then, you know, keep running. Sometimes it's, these big bombs are really expensive to craft. And, I mean, really, I'm talking like 100 shapestone ore and 10 primal flame per bomb. Or per 3 bombs, I should say. So it's about 33 ore per bomb. And without it being double ore, you don't really get that back, that investment back. So you're actually losing money making these bombs, which I think is kind of funny. Why would they make an item so expensive? But the Boomeranger class automatically has a bomb like that, and it's free. So if you guys, since they came out with the update though, as a reminder, you guys cannot purchase classes with in-game currency anymore. It has to be real currency or tokens, like class tokens. The only way to get class tokens is to do mastery, and I have heard that sometimes they drop in chests that you pick up from doing different things. You can also buy them on the store. So, I mean, I guess I shouldn't say the only way to get it, because there's a few ways to get it. It's just not viable. I mean, the best way you're gonna get it is through mastery, hands down. And mastery takes a while to level, so you're definitely not gonna get it immediately. See, there's class coin right there. So you're definitely not gonna get it immediately. It'll take a little bit to get your class coins. But if you find a good way to make flux, then you can just buy them from other players, which is probably the best way to go about it. Just find a way to farm a lot of flux very quickly, very efficiently, and then just go ahead and buy it from other players. So the best way to, here's the boss here. Like I said, the best way to get flux is probably just key gems and shards. Doing what I'm doing right now. It takes a little bit, especially if you're not geared, because you see I'm struggling here. But, you know, like I said, depending on how quickly you find the dungeons and how serious you are about grinding, you can get this stuff done pretty quickly. Like an hour for like 13 or 14 keys. Maybe an hour and a half for that, but you know, some people can do it in less time. Like I said, it just completely depends on how fast you are. There's 2. I just barely got 2. Go ahead and take that. I should have taken the other portal, but I didn't. Alright, so we are going to, since I have 0 flask left, I'm just gonna go back to the club world. Yep. So we're back here. And I'm making some revisions to my house to make it look a little more professional. And so I'm working on that. I'll have to show you guys after I'm done. But so we're gonna refloat my flasks and then go here to melt down the gears. So the only thing gear's good for, so you can see right here is rank 61. It's pretty much just melting down. And if you don't have the style yet, you collect the style, which means you can just turn your weapon to make it look different. And I mean, 50 flux is nothing. See, the other ones are worth even less. Just, I didn't even double it. So, you know, it just completely depends on how lucky you are too. I think I'm gonna open this. Yeah, I should have sold it. Say that every time though. So there's a dragon soul. Another dragon soul. Wait, what? Starlight Dragonling. Don't know. Anyway, 350, so that's not too bad. I mean, they could have sold for more, but like I said, I'm one to just roll the dice and hope that you get something really good that makes you really rich or that you know, keep to ride around on. But sometimes you're just not that lucky. Okay, so the top right says Fey Trickster or Tomb Raiser. So I've already gotten the daily bonus though, it's already checked. I wonder if you can only get it once. I don't know. And it's Desert Frontier, so you gotta go to the Desert Frontier and be one of those classes, which I don't have either one of those geared enough to go do that. So yeah, that is it for this episode. I'll keep you guys updated and keep releasing episodes as more information comes in, and as I build my profile, so you guys can see what the game's like. Definitely worth trying out. It's free to play, but it's pay to win. You've got to either dump, you know, hundreds, thousands of hours into this game to keep up, or pay real money to unlock some classes and other stuff to give you that edge. But it's a really good game for now. And I will. This is Divine Blonde with Pile K Gaming, and I will catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching.